Now before we get started, I know you guys always ask me about these prints or paintings on the back of my wall, and I want to give a pair of these away for whichever footballer you want that he actually does. So if you guys could get this video to 10k likes, I'd really appreciate it. If you guys want to check out my vlog channel, Fubi, it just hit 30k, so thanks so much for that. And if you guys want more Fangs, you can catch me on Fubi.
We forgot about it. It was time. I can figure it out now.
How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes, got nowhere to run.
So we all know Dimitri Payet. Yes, the man that you see back there on my wall with my beautiful West Ham United scarf on top. So a year ago in February, he signed an extension with West Ham because he was an amazing player. They even said he's probably the best player on the team. And I say probably, I mean he was the best player on the team. This isn't just me making that up. That came out of Bilic's mouth, the manager's mouth. He said we needed to keep our talent in West Ham, so he signed him to start paying him £125,000 a week until 2021. Obviously, West Ham needed a big name in order to sell out the seats for their new stadium they're in, and he was amazing for the team. So far with West Ham, he's had 48 appearances and 11 goals, which is beautiful. And for FIFA people out there, he gets informs a lot. He had a scream card. Like, it's a nice card to have in the Premier League. I'm trying to say that correctly, by the way. Premier League. Premier League. Tell me if I'm doing it. And we signed him from Marseille, and come to find out, he wants to go back. This is 1 year after being in London playing for West Ham. Now I know that West Ham is not having the most stellar season. As a matter of fact, they're sitting at a beautiful number 12 on the table, which is way worse than last year. But there are some speculations going on about if he really is homesick and wants to go back to Marseille, or if he's wanting to get paid a lot more money, or if he's wanting to possibly go to one of these Chinese league teams at one point in the future that are offering ridiculous amounts of money to players. The Chinese Super League team actually offered him £600,000 a week. I have no idea. I mean, I guess they can afford it because they have a lot of money, but how are you supposed to compete with that if you're in any other league if the Chinese Super League starts paying people 600,000 freaking pounds a week? For Payet, who, don't get me wrong, is a star premier player, but what if they try to go for one of the others or some of the others? I mean, holy gosh, that's a lot of money. Now, he says that this is not the case, and a lot of people on Twitter have been calling him a snake, and they've been calling him all kinds of things, money hungry, but he says he's actually homesick. His family hasn't settled down in London, and he wants to go back to Marseille so that he can be, I don't know, comfortable, and he'll take a pay cut because of it. That kind of makes me wonder, maybe like he's obvious, but come on, man. You're a football player, you're a footballer. I can't imagine that in the NFL, and I know it's a lot different for what people do, like people can like voice their opinions and they can stick with their home clubs and they can do different things, but I just can't imagine in the NFL somebody like Tony Romo being traded to like the Rams and then him being like, nah, I want to go back to Dallas. You're making millions and millions of dollars. You're playing for a Premier League team who may not be doing that great at the time, but you might have future. They might sign other people and you might have a future with, and you're getting paid buku amounts of money. You're the face of their club. I think even Manchester United and Arsenal thought about offering him something, and yet he still didn't want to go to either one of those teams. This is heartbreaking for a West Ham fan. This is like one of the better players on our team, although last week they played without him and Lanzini didn't do too bad. Take a look at this. Payet apparently is really upset that he's coming across as greedy, but what is a West Ham fan to think? Like, you're only been there for a year. How could you be that homesick? I know, I think I've heard this before. I've heard this multiple times where footballers get homesick, and I guess it's because you're making such a big transition from different countries, but I just feel like, personally, if I'm making that kind of money, I would be happy. And if I was making that kind of money, why not just have a home there and a home in London and then just go between the two when you have to? Like maybe your family, because they're the ones that are probably homesick, maybe let them stay in France and then you go ahead and you go to London, and if they want to come visit, just fly. It's not that long of a flight. The biggest problem is that he won't play for West Ham. Not to mention that he wants to, and apparently for the last 3 to 4 weeks he's been blowing off and dishing his teammates and he's not talking to anybody. He won't freaking play for West Ham, the team that gave him this deal and this offer, even though he hasn't, and he could possibly, I think Marseille's gonna put a third offer on him, he could possibly still be traded, because I think West Ham wants something like 30 million for it, but he won't even play. That's just stingy, in my thoughts. Like, I understand he wants to go home, but he has been paid, he has a contract, he's supposed to play for this team, and he's just gonna let him down and to say, you know what, I'm not even gonna play for you guys. And if he ends up going to China at some point, I'm gonna be even more disappointed because I'm gonna feel like this is all like a thing where he wanted to make more money. So, I mean, I don't completely know, but from what I've seen and what I hear on Twitter, people just think this guy's greedy. All I can say is I loved that he played for West Ham. I enjoyed his time in the club. I am very disappointed though that he decides to show up and not even play in matches because he can't get what he wants. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rip that scarf off. This freaking thing doesn't deserve to have that scarf on that picture. It deserves to be on me. I think now the only thing that can be done is I'm gonna have to discard him. Sorry, but I'm pissed. Get out of my club. Get out of my club. It just doesn't seem like enough. I'll show Dimitri Payet. Actually, the frame was a little too expensive, so I have another plan. Give me a second. 1,000-degree knife versus Dimitri Payet. Here we go, baby. I don't know how to turn it on.
Keep spinning. Okay, now click it.
This time I'm gonna let it get actually glowing. The last time the machete just didn't have, it's already glowing. This one's doing it way faster. Look at that beauty.
Okay.
You think I should go?
I don't know. Whatever.
I wonder if I should make the whole thing get red or no.
I don't think you can make the whole blade with just one get red.
Okay. Moment of truth. Well, this is very anticlimactic. Hold on. How does it take that long to burn through a piece of paper? It smells like marshmallows. I mean, that's glowing. That is glowing. Let me hit it. There we go. There we go. I think we're gonna start a fire out here. Yes! Yes!
Nope. Just, I don't know.
Here, I'll put it on the globe.
Put it on the aluminum table. That's not going to burn. What is this?
I don't even feel like that's enough. I feel like it's gotta be complete. We have to complete it.
You could light it on the stove. Here, turn on the light overhead.
Dimitri Payet, West Ham can do it without you.